The Sock Monster, a strange and mysterious tale of why there are so many odd socks in the world. The laughter in the playroom did not include Ted anymore, for he'd been left in a pile of toys behind the playroom door. He lay with Gerald's string legs, a giraffe of much renown, a half-chewed pile of coloured blocks, and a one-eyed circus clown. They stayed there in a muddle, untidy, unlooked for, unwanted, listening to tales of a moon-faced book and her yarn of their house being haunted. So says Moon. At the very end of this place of fun is the door to a mystery room, where there lives a monster, said the book with the face of the moon. This fearsome fiend lives in the room where the clothes are washed and twirled, where he steals the socks from the washing machine to take to his sock-made world. Taking one from a pair, he leaves one sock behind, as 1,000 parents will tell. But the scariest part of his story is that he sometimes takes toys as well. He has horny scales and a haggard face with a prickly, pointy nose, and many have seen his bright red eyes and his face in the whirl of the clothes. "Now stop it, Moon," Ted shouted. "You're scaring Giraffe and me, and we don't believe you've seen the beast, because you'd be the first to flee." Ted turned his back on the moon-shaped book and those terrible tall dark tales, discussing hats with Squarehead Bob to forget about red eyes and scales. But later, while trying to get to sleep, Ted thought of the things Moon had said, and he found it quite tricky to shut his eyes with this sock monster stuck in his head. He thought of the lost or kidnapped toys and decided to find some clues. Just a fact-finding trip, not a mission, to see if Moon's stories were true. So Ted outlined his plan to the others and asked them to join in his quest. The next morning, up bright and early, off the three of them set. The door was ajar when they got there. They could all hear the terrible sound of the washing machine as it whirled and twirled, spinning its contents around. Then all of a sudden it stopped. The light flashed from somewhere within. Something was moving inside. All the foam, but the clothes had completed their spin. What was that strange face appearing? Were those red eyes and a nose? "Oh no! Oh disaster! We're done for!" screeched Gerald, and Bob simply froze. "Don't worry," said Ted very calmly. He'd never come out in the day. "But quick, I think someone's coming. They seem to be heading this way." They jumped in a large pile of clothing, hoping their foe had been vexed. Then slowly it dawned upon Ted and his friends it was wash day and their pile was next. Into the wash they were bundled, along with the clothes to be cleaned. And then from the back came a chilling voice. "Who is in my machine?" The toys grabbed a hold of each other as the monster slid into view. He had a long face and horny scales and a sharp little nose of a shrew. "Please, sir, don't bite us," Ted spluttered. "We're only forgotten old toys. We're of no value to monsters, only to nice girls and boys." "Bite you indeed," huffed the monster. "I can't think of anything worse. But looking like this with those bright red eyes is a frightfully horrible curse. I never would dream of hurting a toy. The opposite is true. I help old toys escape their fate and start their lives anew. I live in a world just beyond this machine. It's entirely made out of socks. The buildings, the bushes, the flowers, the trees, the mountains, the river, the rocks. The toys that I rescue live in great joy. They are wanted, beloved and adored. They're never in cupboards or stuck in a box, abandoned, neglected, ignored." The toys thought it sounded appealing to visit the sock monster's land, so they spun and they jumped and away they flew to see for themselves firsthand. They soared over stockinged fields and sailed through Angora skies. There were houses and castles all made from socks of every shape and size. They ran on the beach by the sock-filled sea and played hide and sock in the trees. They flew wind-sock kites in the woolly clouds and the silken stocking breeze. So mummies, daddies and children everywhere, the next time you're missing a sock, you'll know where it's gone and with whom, although this won't help very much, alas, when your bare foot is stuck in one shoe.